side. Let me tell you, that was like, I don't know, I'm glad no one got injured in that one. That was great. So we're going to have the Glory of the Pacific come up one more time here, so everybody kind of just sit tight.
Thank you, Don. Good morning, everybody. Can we get a big giant aloha? I'm Bobby Greenbowl with my good friend Mickey Radesser. And I, along with everyone associated with the ISBHOF, would like to welcome you to the 23rd Annual International Surfboard Builder Hall of Fame induction, some of which are now calling us the Academy Awards of Surfing. Before we begin, I want to thank all the entertainers who performed here this morning. Can we get another round of applause for all of you? What a great show. I wasn't even expecting the fire going. Did you do that? We had some beautiful girls and a beautiful event, and what a great way to start the morning.
That's a great picture to get.
This is our 7th year of holding the event right here in Huntington Beach, and let me tell you, with us today are some of the finest surfboard builders in the world. And without these guys, with these guys that are being honored, the guys that will be back up, the guys that have been inducted previously, and the many other board builders throughout the world, the surfing industry would not be here. And Jack's surfboards and surf and sport may not be there without these guys. Another thing I'd like to mention is that the boards they shape are generally turn out to be beautiful pieces of art. They're collectibles, but it can be and usually is very lonely in the shaping rooms. When they're in there shaping their boards, there's not a whole lot of people in there with them. But we plied our trade and just enjoyed it. Now, most everybody here that's a shaper started surfing before they ever started shaping. And then they fell in love with surfing. And then they took on the passion of shaping a surfboard. But some of us, we thought we'd get into the business and make some money. Frank? Not a lot of money in the business, is there? So, some of us migrated into other businesses. Now, this is a commercial. We have to plug a commercial. We have to plug this. As many of you know, we've been holding this event every year for the last 23 years. We have no budget. We actually do this with no budget. So if you please visit the ASGHOF tent there, and do so before you leave. This year we have a few long sleeve t-shirts, zip-up hoodies, posters, commemorative coffee cups, stickers for sale. This is our only fundraiser. We only do this once a year, and we have no budget. And I don't want anybody that wants to go after this event and hang out with some of these inductees. We have an after party up at the Ale House at 301 Main Street, just right up the street, 3 blocks. And we have all of these guys will be there. You can come up and mingle with them, get stuff signed, if you get a poster. It'd be great. Love to have you up there. Let's see. Right now we're going to have the blowing of the poo. And I think we have a couple of different poo players. Is Matt here?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, Matt's here.
Okay, we're going to get some people up here. Matt, come on up, and we have a couple of other poo blowers, so come on up and let's get this thing started.
I see you dressed for the occasion, Matt.
I think Matt might have just got out of the water. What do you think, Matt? He got baptized. About time. Under David Nueva Sr., ladies and gentlemen, Brother Kalani Akui.
O nauna I ka hala me ka le hua, e halele hua no ia nā kano o ka ono ia, e alu I nei, e lia nei hoi, o ka hiki mai, a hiki mai, no oi, a hiki pū no me ke aloha, aloha e, aloha e. Let us bow our heads. E pule kako. Aloha ke akua. Ke akua kanalo. Aloha mai ia mākou. Hui kala ia mākou. Ko kua o ia mākou. Mahalo no ke iala. Mahalo no ko ohana. Mahalo no nā me o ke iala. Mahalo ke akua. Me ke aloha punehana. Ka ko e hele mau. Yesu no Christo. In Jesus Christ we pray. Amen and amen and amen.
Mahalo, Hubina. Thank you very much. Fine. Mahalo, Kalani. Kalani's been with us for a long, long time. And now we'd like to have Mayor Barbara Del Glaze, our wonderful city mayor, come on up, say a few words, and introduce some of our hard-working government officials who may be in attendance. Morning.
Good morning, everyone. It's so wonderful to see so many people here. Can you give me aloha? One, please. Ready? Aloha. Thank you. That was a good one. Well, it is my delight to be here today as well with all of you to celebrate the craftsmanship and the workmanship of these board makers. Is that the right word? I hope I have made it right. Okay, anyway, the great thing about being here in Huntington Beach is we get to see the results of their product. How lucky are we that these wonderful surfers who come here and want to surf pick the best boards in the world and they get to show off their wares here. So I'm delighted to be here with you, be able to give you some awards in a little bit, and I think it's going to be a special event. So stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you, Barb. Appreciate it. Appreciate you being here. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce my very good friend and co-founder of the International Surfboard Builder Hall of Fame, Mickey Red Esther, who will give us a brief history of the event. Take it away, Mike.
Oh, wow. Put me on the spot here. Anyway, back in late '99, Greek and I were on a surfing session down at Churches, and on the way out of there, he got a phone call that one of our legend board builders had passed away. And so I was thinking about it while we were riding in the car, and I said, Greek, somebody's got to do something because we're losing the history of our sport as these guys are passing away. And so we thought about it for a minute. He turned around and looked at me and he goes, okay, let's do it. And I said, let's do what? And he goes, I don't know, but we're going to start something so that we can get these guys into something like this. So that's how it started. Our first inductee we picked, and that was Bill Holden. His son Brad is right up here. Raise your hand, Brad. And they may have mentioned it to you, but this is Bill Holden's award that was built back in May 20th of 2000. And how it started is there was a birthday party for Bill at his house in Laguna Canyon. Greek and I were invited to it, so unbeknownst to him, I hurriedly made that award like less than a week. We showed up at his party and surprised him with it, and while him and his wife were standing on the back porch, there must have been, what, 200 people there? At least. We handed him this award, we told him what we were starting, and he was the first recipient. He and his wife were standing up there and they started crying. And I'm like, Greek, did we do something bad? And he goes, no, Mickey, I think we did something good. So that's how it started. Then Bill picked the next one, who was Dale Belzy. And then Dale and Bill then picked the next two, and then those two picked the next four, and then so on until we got up to 7. So what a better way to get inducted into this than to be picked by your peers. So that's how it's all set up. So here we are today, 22 years later.
Here we are. You know, this is all designed to honor the guys who were never honored, the shapers. This is not about the surfers. The surfers wouldn't be surfing if it wasn't for the shapers. And it all started out, one of our deceased inductees was, of course, Duka Hanamoto, considered the father of surfing.
His award is also on the table here. He was inducted in 2004, and that will be going into the Duke Museum on Oahu.
All we got to do is get it to him. We'll try to do it and get it on
We should have him come pick it up.
Yeah. Right. Moving on, we'd like to introduce some of our fantastic board members. Bruce Gabrielson, stand up wherever you are. He's our East Coast rep. We have Dwight Dunn. Where's Dwight? Right over there. Okay, Dwight. He's one of our great board members. And our Ray Bond. Where's Ray Bond? Ray Bond right up here on that camera. And Ray, have we told you yet how much we really appreciate all the effort that you do? He's our webmaster, he's our videographer, he does a fantastic job, and if you want to see what's really going on with this whole group over the years, there's a website, isbhof.com, that he manages, and he does a phenomenal job. And if you want to see all these events, he has videos on them, he has photos on them. Every inductee who's ever been inducted has a bio on them. It's an amazing, amazing website. He's an amazing engineer. And it's too bad we can't go to Fry's anymore, right? And then we also like to introduce, he's already been speaking, he spoke a lot already, but where's our event director, Don Ramsey? Right over there, hiding out. Where's your jacket, Don?
Come on.
Okay, wear that jacket, all right.
Don't put the one on that burn up.
He's also a member, you gotta understand, he's a member of he's a guitar player, lead singer for the world famous Don Ramsey Brothers Band. and Don is one of the hardest working guys in this community. He's everywhere doing everything. It's an amazing guy. Although I did call him a while back here, and he just got up from a 2-hour nap and he was worn out. We ended up having slow. We also have a few other notable board builders and top surfers. Will they please stand? Be recognized. Where we got them? Where? We got PT Peter Townend over there. I see David Nueva up there. I got Doc Lausch somewhere over here. You know, great board builder. Who else? Steve Walden will be up here in a little bit, but he's already been inducted. But we got Bill Bain. These guys will be inducted. You'll meet these here in a little bit. Don Monson over here, local board builder. And I hope I'm not missing anybody. I hope I catch everybody. Randy Lewis. Where's Randy? Randy Lewis. I told him to stand in plain sight so I could see him, but he's hiding up there behind people. Okay, Randy. Great local board builder right there.
Buddy!
Surfshop. We got Ron over here and Bobby from Jack's Surfboards. You know, all these guys up here have really promoted. Bob McDonough is here somewhere. I just saw him. Where is he? Oh, there he is, over there, yeah. Well, Jericho's going to be up here in a few minutes. Great surfing champion, but she'll be introduced here in just a few minutes. Anybody else I'm missing? I got Greg Martz over there. Greg. Great surfboard classer right over there. You got to get all these guys. Oh, wait a minute. There's a guy right over here. Isn't that one of the Campbell brothers sitting over there? Somewhere, where is he? Oh, yeah. Twinser guy. Jeff Ho will be up here on the stage. I'll take care of it. Huh? Where's Bob Hurley? Bob, stand up. Oh. Okay, well, stand up a little taller. And then right here in front, we
Thanks
got
for coming, Bobby.
We got Lima Kalama right here in the hat. And I'll tell you what, I used to surf back in the day with Lima Kalama and Chuck Lennon right here on the south side. Chuck Lennon's right here. Wearing his colors as
Chucky.
Humpy Bump right there. Long-time friend. And that's what this is all about. This is the gathering of the tribe right here. Oh yeah, he'll be up here in a minute. We got Bill Stewart hiding up there. Didn't bring his jacket. Where's your jacket, Bill? Oh. Oh yes. I'm glad you made it. And you know this was the last event he came to last year, right? Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's just really it's really interesting what happens with our event. One of the last pictures taken of Gordon and Floyd Smith and Larry Gordon together was at one of our events at Doheny. But I digress. So anyway, I hope I caught everybody. Now I'd like to bring up one more time Kalani Akui. Kalani he's been our kahuna for a number of years, and we decided we'd get him a jacket. Where's our jacket girl? And we also have a plaque for him. Congratulations and mahalo for all your hard work and showing up to these events all the time.
And we haven't introduced her yet, but we have past world champion Jericho Poplar right here.
And we'd like to have all of our past inductees who are with us today, please come up on the stand. I'd like to get all the past inductees up on the stand. Bill, come on. Will Allison. Past inductees. Come on up here, Bill Bain.
Billy, where's your jacket?
Couldn't find it. He's getting a little bit on the old side, so nobody goes back and said that. So these are just, oh, that's right. Right over here, Wayne. Right over there. More seats for you. Yeah, right in the back. Almost, I think. So if we could, let's get a round of applause for our past inductees that are up here on the stand. That'd be great. These guys are great board builders. They've been doing it for a long time. Collectively, they've probably shaped millions of boards. You know, so anyway, it's great. But what I'd like to do right now is bring down Wayne Rich. Come on, Wayne. have well, you didn't bring your jacket. So we have a special guest that brought your jacket. Yeah. Where is he? Where's our special guest?
Oh, we got somebody bringing him something.
Whoa.
We have Mau Ahi here from Maui. They go way back. I've known Mau and his family for 20 plus years. And Mau is presenting him with a new jacket because his jacket was either stolen, came up missing somewhere. So Mau came from Maui to be here for Wayne. They've got a little mentorship going here, which I'll let them explain. But Mau is here with his beautiful wife. Where's she at? Ariel is up here with their two little buggas, Kaikea and Benaya. And this guy and I go way back because I've surfed with his dad and against his dad, the great Snake Ahi. And this guy is an incredible longboarder. In fact, just recently, he just won the Ole Longboard Classic in 2 divisions, the men's and the coveted open men's division, where we have guys surfing that contest from Oahu, Maui, and the mainland. He took it, and he's done it several times. I as well have surfed that contest for 20 plus years, and I have 7 divisional wins in it. And so I've got to share a lot of time with this guy right here. I got to watch him grow up. And just recently, he went through some grueling training to become a water safety ocean lifeguard for Maui. So give this guy a big hand. I'm really proud of him.
Oh yeah, so I do Wayne from Uncle Neil Norris. I don't know if you guys know Uncle Neil K-Land, San Diego, and I used to Wayne, and Wayne, he let me try one of his the wild card, yeah, and loved it. Asked him to make me one, and he made me one, and that board, amazing. So ever since that day, I would come up for the MSA Classic. I would always love to see Wayne up in Malibu and stuff. So it's been a while since I've seen him, so it's awesome that.
I won all my contests. I won all my contests on a Greek. And why
Yes,
is
he
that,
did.
Greek? Tell them why.
Can't make the peak without a Greek. That's the #1 rule in surfing. Everybody knows that.
Well, it's an honor of a lifetime to stand up here with all these people who I've looked up to most of my life. Mau is real special. His dad, Snake, can I tell? Well, he wanted to paddle for help, and Eddie did instead. Eddie didn't come back. But Snake, he was the one who wanted to go, but he had to stay back with everybody. And when I made the board, I just thought about all that, and we put all that soul into it. Chris and Rachel at Pier Glassed did a great job. It was just a pure soul board, but now it's just it lights up the young group of people that want to bring back true longboarding. And in Maui, that whole Maui crew over there, they all have been so good to me over the years, Uncle Neil and everybody. I just feel blessed. So to see him here, I'm just so surprised. I never saw. I thought it would happen.
I can't believe we hid him from you.
Thank you, brother.
That was awesome. Good looking shirt too.
Now we'd like to introduce you to all our new inductees and have Kalani Akui present them with their leis. Hawaiian style Kalani will be their lace Hawaiian style. Kalani will be assisted by Tina Toulouse, our fantastic flower specialist, who makes all these beautiful leis and flower arrangements. And last but not least today, helping us hand out these beautiful awards is none other than our own former World Surf Champion, right here, Jericho, the ever so lovely Jericho Poplar. And our first inductee is going to be Dick Van Straalen. And Peter Townend is going to come up and say a few words about Dick. He's our Australian inductee, couldn't make it this year. And I'll turn this over to PT and let him talk all about Dick.
Thanks, Greg and Mickey Rat. It's my honor to be up here.
And this guy right here, first world champion surfer right here.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
What year was that, PT?
1976. We're getting old, Mickey Rat.
1876?
1876, yeah. But anyway, it's really an honor for me to be up here on behalf of Dick Van Straalen. Many of you out there in the audience probably don't know him. I'm sure the shaping community does. The easiest way to describe Dick is he was kind of Dick Van Straalen was our Dick Brewer. He was the guy that was pushing the design elements forward. And I always like to do these little collages to remind me, because I don't like to have notes. But if you look closely, you'll see that photo there. Dick moved from Sydney to my home area in the early 70s. And that's him with his wife and 2 kids and the goats on the farm. They shaped boards in country soul style, in a barn in the back of the farm. And I didn't know Dick at the time, and I went, I want to be that guy. So I started shaping in 1971 at Joe Larkin's. If you remember being here for Joe Larkin, I was here with Joe Larkin. And after I'd been shaping for about a year, I was at Snapper Rocks, the Superbank, and Dick Van Straalen came up to me, and he said, oh, I'm Dick Van Straalen. And I said, well, yeah, I know who you are. And he goes, I hear you're good with your hands. I started laughing. He said, what do you mean? He says, well, I know you were a pastry cook and you used to line pie tins, meat pie tins. And I went, he said, that's how I started too. He said, how would you like to come shape some boards with me? And so I started shaping at what is known as Spirit of the Sea. And he taught me the finer points of shaping and design surfboards. But what was really special, the first board we made is this one right here. And it was called the Joint Effort. He made me shape one side and he shaped the other. And that was the first board.
And there was only one way the board would go right.
Yeah. It actually did go good on the side that he shaped. But that whole relationship started there and continued. And not only did he teach me about shaping, but he taught me about life in that never stop thinking out of the box. And he would build boards like this crazy one on this side that were like rocket ships for us to surf Cure and Burley. And to this day, he's still my great friend. He's 75, still shaping boards 2 to 5 a week. No machine, starts with the blank, trues it up, just like I was taught, and shapes everything from a fish to this pink glider right in 10 foot that I have at home in Coolangatta when I need to go for a surf. And it's my great pleasure to accept this on behalf of him today. I know he's all excited. Unfortunately, he couldn't come because his wife Ann is in hospice and he couldn't leave. But on behalf of Dick Van Straalen, thanks for inducting him into the Hall of Fame.
Thanks, PT. And now you're going to get down there, you're going to accept the award for him. And you can accept his jacket.
Dick Van Straalen.
Thank you very much, PT. Appreciate your efforts and, of course, all your surfing career and everything else. Now you're off to another event, I understand. He's got to get down to the Newport Film Festival. That's why we had him up first.
Thank you, PT. Appreciate it.
Our next guy up is going to be Lance Collins. Come on up, Lance. Stand on the rip card. So, anyway, Lance has been building a lot of boards for a lot of years. I read on his bio, and I didn't know much about Lance. He'd come down here and hang out Northside every now and then. I see him up at Pure Glass all the time, and he had his shop up there, and he builds these boards that have phenomenal, amazing colors on them because his background came from racing, right? And so all these colors came from racing. He made his first surfboard in his garage on Broadway in Costa Mesa. It was a little small for him, so he sold it to his sister-in-law's boyfriend for $35. That wasn't even the price of the blank. But that's what the industry's all about, right? Yeah. So he came up with the name Wave Tools. He has all these geometric designs. He's done a great job in the industry. His wife helped him out a lot when he was in the first getting started. He got married when he was just before 21, right? 20. And the interesting thing for me is Lance and I have a very parallel story. I got married at 21, started building boards early on, and like him, he surfed, fell in love with the industry. So I'm going to let Rat turn over to Rat, and he's going to ask you a few questions.
Where and when did you start surfing?
58 in Newport Beach and Huntington Pier at the 5 Wells. And about 16, 17, somewhere about 16, 15. Nobody, I just started doing it at a garage because I wanted to make a board for myself.
And when did you open your shop?
In 69 up in Pismo Beach, we started a store up there.
And how many boards do you think you've shaped over the years, Lance?
I don't know if I exaggerate.
Give us a number live.
Thousands.
You're still shaping.
Yeah, still it's really an enjoyable hobby. Taking care of my wife and just hanging out and living. Oh, this is great. All these people I haven't seen in a long time. It's great.
Good, cool. There you go.
Okay, why don't you step down? You're going to get your jacket, your leg, and then they'll give you an award. And we want to make sure the photographers get individual shots of him holding his award after he gets his leg and jacket.
Can't steal that.
I was going to give it to his wife.
Have her come down.
We'll take it too.
Jeez, we gotta give everything to our wives.
You almost got away with it.
Welcome to the club, Lance. It's a real pleasure to have you here with all these other guys, and you come on up here and have a seat. We have a little ditty bag over here for you. You can grab before you leave, but have a chair and hang on to that award. So next up we have this guy here has a big following. He's from Ventura. He's Bill Blinky Hubina. He owns the Ventura Surf Shop. Get him up here. And I didn't realize this about Bill, but he's been shaping boards for well over 40 years, right, Bill? Huh? 56? Wow, that's a long time.
Wow.
Anyway, he's gonna ask you the same set of questions, pretty much.
Okay.
1959.
Okay, and how old?
16.
And who taught you how to shape?
Oh, that's a good question. I started rough shaping for Maury Pope in 1964, and the head shaper there was Richard Deese, and he taught me a lot about shaping. You know, so I glued blanks and shaped and rough shaped. And then after that, Bob Cooper taught me quite a bit about shaping, and then the rest is all on my own. So.
That's awesome. And when did you open your shop?
Well, I started William Dennis Surfboard with Dennis Schreiber, my partner, and that was in 1967.
You still shaping?
Yes.
What are you doing now?
Well, I'm still shaping. I don't do as much. I shape when I want to. I have a young guy that I've been training for 3 years, John Gianelli. He does all the work. I get all the credit. He's getting good.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
I think the event's great. I was exposed to this thing about 3 or 4 years ago when Steve Clark brought me down here, and I think it's wonderful. I think a lot of shapers deserve this. I feel fortunate that I'm here. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that deserve this. Great event, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate you being here. The other thing that's cool about it is that during all the years of all these guys have been shaping, none of these guys have really got together because they were so secretive about their shapes and they didn't want to share them with each other. Greek and I noticed that after a couple years of doing this, after one of the events, a whole bunch of these shapers were sitting around talking and they were trading stories, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the history of our sport right here. These guys all talking to each other. That was insane, so we love it. We love that they're all here. Carry on, Greek.
Okay, step down on the red carpet. Kalani's going to come and we're going to get you a lei and a blessing. Get your jacket.
Do not run away with it this time.
Congratulations, Blinky, and welcome to the club. Have a seat. Okay, next up we have Charlie Baldwin. Where's Charlie? He's here somewhere. Oh, he's up there in the back. Yeah. We've got, to just give you an idea, and I realized this yesterday, because I didn't know until yesterday, that Will Allison came in all the way from Hawaii, where he lives, to introduce his good friend, Charlie Baldwin. So I'm going to let, pleasure to see you, come on up. And I'm going to turn the mic over a little bit to Will Allison. I wanted to say a few things.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Will Allison, and I'm from North Carolina. I'm here to introduce Charlie Baldwin from New Smyrna Beach, Florida. I first met Charlie in 1970 on a surf trip promoting David Nueva and Dyno surfboards in the New England states, the New England and the East Coast. After that trip, Charlie went on to open his own surf shop and factory and started raising his family. He was in the surfboard business for over 30 years and has shaped over 17,000 surfboards. He holds 2 East Coast and 2 United States championship titles during his amateur career. He also surfed the professional circuit for 20 years and was inducted into the East Coast Surfing Hall of Fame in the year 2000. During his career, he sponsored a lot of amateur and professional surfers and is still a leader in the community. Charlie is just a wonderful person and family man. It is a pleasure to introduce to you our friend and shaper, Charlie Baldwin.
Thanks, Will. Great introduction. And Rat, you got those same questions. You're going to have to pick out them because.
Well, Charlie, when did you start surfing?
1957. 7.
Lion.
No, I started out on a mat, a blue mat, with the ropes around it. I got my first surfboard in '63, New Smyrna Beach.
And who taught you how to shape, and how old were you when you started?
Well, I started glassing on the North Shore in the mid-'70s, and then I started shaping in '80. I got lessons from, actually I had a couple of lessons from Alan White and Greg Lohr.
When did you open your shop?
1980.
How many boards do you think you've shaped? They just said it.
17,000. We built a lot of other labels also.
And are you still shaping?
Once in a while, but not very often.
And so what are you doing now?
Actually, I'm a semi-retired realtor.
Nothing wrong with that. Another failing realtor like Greek.
We're going to get him to move out here and go to work for Huntington Beach Realty.
I'm following in his footsteps.
And what do you think about being here for the event?
This is exciting. I was here in the early '70s. Actually, I flew out here in Lippincotts plane with Dino, and David Nueva and I flew out here together with him and survived that flight. That was tough. And David and I traveled a little bit on the East Coast. I had a Barracuda, 1970 Barracuda. He came to the East Coast. We went up the East Coast. He and I, we had our board racks, and we went everywhere and drank.
Was David wearing his fur coat?
He probably was. He drank Tanqueray and tonic, so.
You thought I forgot about that, huh?
Anyway, he welcomed me to Huntington back in 1972. It was fantastic. Plus, I got to meet Corky and all that. Of course, P2.
Oh, I'm sorry you met Corky.
Yeah,
thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Okay, Charlie, step down on the red carpet, if you would. Charlie, turn around and show him your award and go to get an individual shot of you. There you go. Bob, photographer Bob. Hold that award up nice and smile good. Give him a handshake, right? Well deserved. You shaped an awful lot of surfboards. here. I'll put you back out of the way. Yeah, let's see. Next up, we have Rick James. Rick James Surfboard. Come on down, Rick.
Wow, he's got a following.
Kind of like Jeff Ho when he got inducted, for crying out loud. You know, who the heck is this guy? He's got 55 people with him.
Did you pay all these people to do that?
Well, and we got, I think we got Bill Stewart. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Oh, that's right.
So of all the people, you know, all of our successes never come about without a mentor. This is my mentor. So when I came from Florida in a $500 van, showed up at T Street with a bunch of the Harlow family out there. Harlows, come on now. Anyway, this guy took me under his wing and taught me how to sand and polish, and I made a bunch of backyard boards that were horrible. And then I flew to Hawaii because I didn't have a shaping job. So I was the airbrusher, the ding repair guy, and I said, Ricky, call me if you want to come back. I'll come back if you hire me to shape. Gives me a phone call, I packed my bags, left the North Shore, came back to San Clemente, and because of him, I've been very, very successful. So, round of applause for Rick James.
Thank you, Bill. Well, Rat has some questions for you.
When did you start surfing?
Probably 57.
And how old were you?
13, 14.
And who taught you how to shape?
No.
And when did you open your shop?
Early 70s.
How many boards do you think you shaped?
Don't have a clue.
Lie to me.
I can't even lie.
Are you still shaping? So what are you doing now? Tell me you're a realtor.
I'm not a realtor.
Okay, and what do you think about being here for the event?
It's great. Really good.
Well, we appreciate you making the trip.
Well, you know, we have a photo on him on the poster, and we had it edited so we only had him on it. But in the background of that photo was Greg Knoll, as I recall, right? And right next to him was Gary Proper. So he was in there shaping boards with Greg Knoll and designing boards. It looked like we were just designing, maybe the first designed on that board for whatever. Oh yeah, that's right. Whatever the wife said to do. I agree. I understand that. Rat knows that one too. Anyway, yep.
Make sure you give them the right one.
Hey Rick, where you going? Don't go away. Stand out in front, turn around and face the photographer so they get a picture of you with your award. There you go. Come on up here and sit. You don't get to get out of here that quick.
Let me tell you a quick little story about the awards. I'm not stepping on you about Oli, am I? Well, can I tell them about it?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I went over to Maui for the Oli contest. Oli couldn't come here, so I presented him with his award on Maui. And then while I was there, he called me a couple days later and goes, Mickey Rat, come over to my shop. I want you to do something. And I went, okay. And he said, bring a camera with you. So went over there, met him. He had pulled the plane off the award, which is an actual working plane. It's the plane that all these guys know that they use to cut that center stringer, to get that fine cut on it. And so he said, put it on video. I put it on video, and then he took that and ran it down the board and got a nice curl up on it. And he said, Greek, you finally gave me something that I can use. So he did put it back on the award, thankfully. That doesn't give you guys any ideas.
Oh, you didn't give him any ideas, no, right? Of course not. Blinky will have that off in a heartbeat. He'll use that. This does shape real. This is playing real well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, next up we have Frank Petrillo. Come on up, Frank. Oh, by the way, in the audience, we forgot to mention Tommy Knight, sitting right here, at a surf shop over, and is a shaper in his own mind.
The Nightmare.
Used to have rainbow fins, as I recall. Come on up here. Look at this guy. Yeah, turn around, face the audience. Here, wait, I'm going to talk. They don't want to see your good side. Anyway, Frank Petrillo is a longtime friend. He's a longtime shaper. He had a surf shop right across the street here next to my shop. We've got photos of him, of the shop, not him so much. And he had a shaping room right up next to me on 17th Street, I think we were, in that little, yeah, Costa Mesa. He had a shop. I'd go over and say hi to him. He'd go over and say hi to me. He'd try to copy my shaping techniques, but I wouldn't let him in. But I can do that because we're longtime friends. And we have another guy here I'd like to bring up that knows him quite well, TK Bremer. And I told TK...
You may know TK from the Frog House.
And you know that TK doesn't have many words. He doesn't like to talk too much. You know that. Here, get over. And TK's been around a long time. He's the owner of the Frog House down in Newport Beach, sells a lot of stuff. And he's a very interesting fellow. I used to play poker over there at their place, and that was when, was it
Frank Jensen was the owner back in those days. That's right. We had some great poker games.
Yes, we did.
Sometimes we'd walk out of there and see the sunshine. But it's not about us today. It's about Frank Petrillo.
Well, the only thing I can say about that poker game is it was rigged. He marked it there.
You lose enough, you figure it must be rigged. But if you can't play poker well, maybe you should just get into real estate. Hey guys, this is about Frank Petrillo today. This guy has shaped thousands of boards like all of these gentlemen have. I'm just going to tell a story that I was working in the Frog House, and this was I'm going to guess 1968. And a gentleman walked in the front door and by the way, the Frog House only sold used boards in those days. We didn't sell new boards, we had used boards. And a gentleman walked in with a red board and a blue board under his arm. Beautiful looking long boards, had no label on them whatsoever. He came in there, he was going to sell those boards because he's obviously going to make new ones, I guess. But the current owner of the place, Frank Jensen, my memory on this story, said, hey, who made these things? And Frank here says, well, I made them. And Frank Jensen said, oh my gosh, these are beautiful workmanship right here. And long story short, said, let's start making surfboards together. And the Petrillo label was born right then and there. And gosh, went successful for many, many years, and hundreds and I'm sure thousands of boards. And anyway, it's great to see Frank getting honored here today. And I just want to stop by and thank him for what he's done for the shop, for us down there in Newport. He ended up, he'd tell his own story, but he ended up also going down to a successful trip into Texas and shaped a bunch of boards for those guys that needed help down there, and then back to, like Greek says, back up here to Huntington Beach. But anyway, I just wanted to give my condolences to Frank Petrillo here and welcome him into the Hall of Fame. That's the end of me. Here we go, guys.
Thank you. I told you that TK was he was real shy. He's real.
So when did you start surfing?
1957 in Malibu. Yes.
How old were you?
I was 18.
I'm old too right now. Myself, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm myself.
And when did you open your shop?
I started shaping boards for me and friends in San Clemente and South in about 1960. When I got out of the Army, 64, 65 is when I got, and just that's like.
Are you still shaping?
I haven't. No, I haven't shaped for quite a while.
So what are you doing now, Frank?
I'm retired. When I quit manufacturing surfboards, I was an architect and a general contractor, and that's what I did when I quit building surfboards.
And what do you think about being here?
I'm very honored. Very honored. I love surfing and I love surfboards. So I grew out of it a little bit, but it's just great. I'm proud of it. Everybody, keep it going.
Well, we'd love to have you here amongst all these legends. You belong here.
Thank you very much. Very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Frank, sit down on the red carpet. You're going to get your jacket, your yeah, come on. He walks like me.
The hat.
Frank, come on up here and sit. Grab a chair. Can you make that first step? All right. Well, welcome to the club, Frank. It's a pleasure having, an honor to have you with the rest of us here. Now we have an award now for every year we induct a deceased person. This year it's a real local favorite and a longtime friend of mine, Chris Hawk. Chris Hawk is a great guy, and today we have his son, come on up, and his wife, Kathy. Come on up, Kathy, where are you? Where'd Kathy go? She's still here? Come on, Kathy.
Come on.
Anyway, this is Kathy Hawk, longtime friend. I've known her forever, right? 72, long time. I was at their wedding. They were just young kids. They looked like they belonged on the top of a wedding cake. I kid you not. One of the cutest married couples I'd ever seen. My wife and I, Patty, were there, and we just had a wonderful time with them. We've known them for years and years. And Chris, I'll tell the story about the Hawk Boys. Well, I had I was building boards up in Midway City, off Beach Boulevard, behind a house in a barn. And all three of those Hawk Boys, they found me back there building surfboards. They didn't have any sign out or anything, but they'd come over and bug the heck out of me, and I made them sweep the floors. They'd pick up little pieces of foam, shape boards, little bitty foam boards, and finally I'd kick them out. And, but they'd come back the next day. I couldn't get rid of them. It's like feeding a cat. So anyway, I have a long relationship with the Hawk family, with the Hawk brothers. They used to ride, all of them used to ride Greek surfboards here at the pier, and just had a wonderful time with them. And Chris Hawk turned to be a great shaper. When I first started doing downrail surfboards, for me it's a story. And Chris looked at one of the boards I did. He goes, "These things are going to pearl." I go, "No, they're not. They never will." And then he, of course, started building a lot of down the rest of the boards. Had a shop right here in town, a famous logo, I think, that Kathy has one of the T-shirts on right there, Hawk Surfboards. So, anyway, Chris Hawk is a great member of our surfing community, our shaping community, and our Huntington Beach community. And it's a real honor to be able to honor him and his memory. So, if you guys will step down, you can accept the award for him, get his jacket. Here, come on up here and sit. Come on up here and sit. Why don't you come up here and sit? Come on. You can sit or he can sit. If he sits, you can see the people in the back. So, anyway, right now I'd like to bring up Mary Del Glaze one more time. I think she has something very special for our inductees. Come on back up.
Wow, what a special engagement we've had here this morning. It's really nice to have people come back and be acknowledged for their work and their dedication to the career that has really made this city extra special. So, it is my great pleasure. Hold that, Mr. Bob. Mr. Lance. Charlie Baldwin. Rick James. Frank Petrillo.
This is pretty cool. Proclamation from the city of Huntington Beach for these guys.
Bill, how about Blinky? Okay, tell us how you got the name Blinky.
My brother only has one eye.
It's okay. Okay.
Is it okay? Gee, yeah, we're going to call you Blinky. Not now.
Congratulations. And Vic Van Salen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to hear what the commendation states. Whereas this annual fame induction ceremony started in 2000 by Bob Baldwin and Mike Esther to honor lifetime achievement of its inductees. Those who are involved and have helped create the surfboard industry we have today. And whereas Dick Van Salen and all of you that are on the stage here, just put your name there, is a classic shaper, a surfer from, you're not all from Australia, but you get the idea. And surfing, it goes into his own personal paragraph about shaping surfboards in the 50s and doing it in Australia. I wanted the audience to have an idea of how special this is really from the city, and so I'm going to just say to you there, now, I, Barbara Del Glaze, Mayor of the City of Huntington Beach. On behalf of our City Council, we hereby congratulate all of you to the induction of the International Surfboard Builders Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Lloyd. Appreciate it. And we do have a gift for you. I don't know how it didn't get down here on the stage, but we have a T-shirt up for you at the tent. Oh, you got it.
She's already got it.
All right, good. You're welcome.
I tried to get it wet first, but she wasn't having it.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, could we have a big round of applause for our 2022 inductees? Oh, we got bigger than that. Come on. Now, if I can get everybody that's on the stage right here to go back down, we're going to get a group photo of everybody, including me and Ras. So go on down.
With your awards, please.
Bring your awards. Hold them. Don't trip. Don't fall. Come on down in front. We're going to get a group photo of these great photographers.
Do